Hello, dear students. Uh, this is my 11th video session for you. In the previous session, I introduced the English poet Thomas Gray, a significant point of 18th century. And I told you he wrote a master elegy, that is elegy written in the teacher chart. Thomas Gray is a poet known for elegy because such a popular the poem that is elegy written in teacher chart. And in this session, I am going to summarize the poem to understand the synopsis of the poem. I need not go to explain the whole poem in detail because it is a lengthy poem. Takes more lot of time to discuss in detail the very long poem as such that I would like to summarize the whole poem in brief. And this is a session for that is summarizing the poem, elegy written in teacher chart. But elegy written in teacher chart is a restoration poem. Written by Thomas Gray. And we know that he was a transitional poet between Milton and Wordsworth. And he had a touch of restoration and a touch of romantic moment. Two features we can find in his poetry. See, let us an elegy. An elegy, by strict definition, is usually lament for the dead. Simply, we can say that. A song of lamentation. A song of contemplation. Gray's version of elegy is slightly different from other elegies and pastoral elegies. He writes about the inevitability and hollowness of death in general instead of mourning for a particular person. And I told you in the previous session that Lycidas, Lycidas sounds about the Edward King's death. The poet beautifully describes the pastoral elegy, the Milton, in the poem. But here, Thomas Gray, he spoke on death and life in general. Everyone in this world who barns dies. When he born, the people are quite happy when the man born, when the baby borns. When the baby grows, man, and he becomes old and die, we feel very sorry for that, and uh, that is we say we lament on him. And we are not ready to lose a person. But here, Thomas Gray, elegy, it is the version of elegy is entirely different. He writes about the inevitability and heroism of death in general. And death is inevitable. It is decided. When a man dies, it is decided already. It is predicted. But time is not predicted, but death is decided already. And instead of mourning a particular person, here the Thomas Gray is going to mainly focus on mourning for the death of all men and women in the world. Therefore, he has taken the subject that is a country church, and that is graveyard. He is speaking about the graveyard in general, not a graveyard particularly person, a particular grave or cemetery of a particular, not a particular person or an individual. It is general and universal theme he has taken. Therefore, his elegy has become so important and significant, and is a different in his person of writing elegy. At first, the poem reflects on the death in most detached way, as someone who is resigned to death outcome. See that in the beginning, the poem reflects on death in a mostly detached way. When the man is born in the physical form, with life, that is living and breathing, and that breathing goes away, that is life, breath goes away, and breath and the body are separated, and it is inevitable to the man too. The body physically, it is that is burned and put it in the grave, that is done, but it is separated from the spirit of life, that is the breath. Yet the epitaph he wrote for himself at the end of the reflects fear of death. See that everyone knows that death is common to all. It is fact everyone knows, but still we fear of death. It is a fact, it is decided, and it should be accepted as we accepted the birth. Death also should be accepted. That is what Thomas Gray is going to focus on that. Why should he mourn for losing the person? He should not mourn. The speaker describes the graveyard. The speaker begins the poem by saying that he is in a churchyard. The poet Thomas Gray was in a churchyard. And it was dusk, that is sun setting over. The day is going to end. sun is going to set. It was a moment. And there you could listen the bell tolling for the end of the day. He uses the image as a metaphor for the life and death. As the life ends, the bell rings. As sun setting, sun rising is the birth and sun setting is the death. It could be the metaphor of the poet used here. He describes the scenery around him, the atmosphere of the evening in the graveyard. The poet is going to describe. Speaking of the sun setting, the church tower covered in heavy and howl hooting. A howl, it is hooting, it is a bad omen. That the people believed even today. Then he then focuses on a graveyard around him. He speaks of the men who are in graves and how they were probably simple village folk. He was not concentrating on the people who are rich and wealthy. He is concentrating on the people very poor and the village folk. Those were in the graveyard, and he could see the reactions of the people who are in the graveyard and who are losing the people and the melancholic at the moment that they're experiencing. He is observing the simple village folk in the graveyard and the reactions on the death. They are dead. Nothing will wake these villages. The poet is like that. Death comes not for the wealthy, but for the poor also. It is common to everyone. There's no, that doesn't make any difference between the any classes and the caste, creed and everything, the rich and the poor. And it is common to everyone. We should understand. They are dead. The rustic people were dead. Nothing will wake these villagers. Not only the villagers, but even the any people who dies in the graveyard or anywhere that he cannot be get up. Not a rooster's call in the morning, not a twittering birds, not the smell of the morning breeze. The poet is imagining that the person, when he dies, he could not see the light, sun rising, and he could not listen to any song and birds of the songs of the birds and the morning breeze, and nothing he could smell. And he had lost everything. That is, the senses were not actively working, and they were dead. The speaker also laments that the life's pleasure will never no longer be felt by those buried in the graveyard, especially emphasizing on jazz in the family life. See that when the man is living, he is experiencing everything, all the emotions, and he could see all the variations and the sensibility. But when he dies, he could never get back again. That is what the poet is going to focus on this. Here the poet is describing that is uh, the moment when the man dies, he could lose everything. He could not be a man like a normal. And next, the poet is speaking about the villagers, the farmers. The dead villagers probably were farmers. I told you that that is the subject of the elegy that he has taken from the common folk, that is the rustic people and the village people. They were most probably the farmers all. The dead village probably for farmers. Some speaker that is discusses how they probably enjoyed farming. When the farmers were dead and gone, the poet is thinking of the farmers how they could enjoy when they were living and the farming. How farming was a pleasant task for the farmers. It is what the poet is remembering. He is correlating that. He warns that although it sounds like a simple life, no one should mock a good, honest working life as these men once had. Here, the poet is going to glorify the the profession of the rustic people when they were living, like the Farming was a good profession according to the poet, and is going to glorify the people who have done so far before dying. And it is a pleasant task of the people. The farmers were giving food to everyone, every one of the people who are in the world. And such a honest work they have done that the poet is going to point out the honesty and simplicity and harmonious life of the farmers who were living. And that people are dead now, then the poet is going to be on that. He warns, although that it sounds like a simple life, no one should mark a good, honest work life as these men once had. Here, the reaction, the poet is going to react to the people. If the many people meets the grave head, they have the rest of people of the country are farmers. Nobody could that is react against those people because they have led a honest life. They serve for the people of the world. They give food for them, and they were so honest and simple. The people, nobody could that is negatively reacting on those people. Here, the poet is going to glorify uh, the life that they have led as farmers because their honesty, the poet had, but they were worshipping the farming. Poet is telling that. Fans grave makers will not bring someone back to life, and neither will honor of being well born. Whether he was well born or not, that is a bad born. Nobody could be that is uh, could be brought back to life. The gone days were gone, whether they were good or bad, but life cannot be taken back. This is the fact the poet is going to justify and try to make us to understand this. And here the speaker then wonders about those in the grey hand. I told you that in the grey hand we see the farmers, the rest of people. And he is very surprising as he glorified the people. The speaker then wonders about those in grey hand who are buried in unmarked graves. See that. Marked graves, in the marked graves, we see the wealthy people, they were that is buried and decorated, and they were also something they have done. Here, the many hundreds of thousands of common people were dead. No mark, the place was marked. That means the dead bodies of the farmer they were scattering everywhere, and they were buried and they were left. That is the scene the poet could see that on the grey head. He wonders if they were full of passion or if they were potential world leaders who left the world too soon. It is quite common that when we lose a person, we think and we cry and we say, we react that you should be leave last long, which is what the opinion, willing of the people. He wonders if one was beautiful lyre player whose music could bring the lyre to life literally. When only the life, even after the death, that could be recollected and that could be memorized, and that could be a model for us. When the person lived honestly and he could give wonderful service to the people honestly, and literally that should be glorified and that should be marked even after his death. He lamented for the poor villagers as they were never able to learn much about the world. Ultimately, the party is going to think of the farmers, they have lack of knowledge and the world. They have knowledge of only farming, and they are that is living simply, and they were so honest with what they have done. But the poet ultimately thinks that they did not have the much knowledge about the world. He feels very sorry for that. He uses metaphors to describe their lack of education. The farmers could not have education, and they could not get such a kind of atmosphere. He is thinking of the poverty and their education and their life The knowledge has a book was never open to them. The book's knowledge is not open for them, that they have the knowledge of the natural world. They learned many things naturally in the nature. By doing the task, they have learned a lot. That is the original knowledge. This direct knowledge they are getting from the nature, not the knowledge that we have experienced and written, and we learn the letters and the language. Then later we get the knowledge, second-hand information that we are getting in the book. But here, the farmers, it is irony where the poet has used that the line. The farmers they have rich knowledge of the nature with their own experiences. I think therefore he that is uses a metaphor uh, to speak the education of the people. This is how that is Thomas Gray is going to end the poem. That is just I tried to summarize the whole poem in brief. You read the poem once again and try to understand the whole poem, having this gist that I have given in this. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Meet in the next session. Thank you.